Eileen is truly a visionary. She's so smart and so all in on everything. Like, it is a kind of a unique combination of all those things.
Eileen has a sense of humanity and a sense of broadness of interests and deep commitment. She pushes, she's able to see a bigger picture.
She's Eileen O'Neill.
When I first started working with Eileen, she was a client and I was producing shows for her networks. And then Eileen moved over and took over TLC. And she asked me to come and head up production and development on TLC at that time. I worked with Eileen directly from 2008 until she left the company in 2015. In the time that we worked together closely on TLC, we had a really great run. And it was a real time of turnaround for TLC.
It just became a channel that felt very real, very authentic.
She'd had a few years of really figuring out what worked for an audience and then just taking that to a much bigger level with TLC.
Eileen is such a hit-driven machine, I used to call her.
We launched shows like The Little Couple. We did a big special with Sarah Palin.
John and Kate plus 8.
Cake Boss.
She was always masterful at knowing what America was curious about. And that's how she stayed ahead in terms of being a trailblazer for content.
I announced that I wanted to be the first person in the world to walk a wire over the Grand Canyon. And our phones started ringing in my manager's office, and Eileen and the Discovery Channel were one of those phone calls.
Oh yes, I remember the Nick Wallenda project. A man tightrope walking across the Grand Canyon without falling.
Actually, my hands start sweating just even thinking about it.
She was bold enough to step up in a world that says, no, we can't have this risk, to say, guess what, I'm willing to take that risk. She had to have a lot of trust in me that I was able to make it across without getting injured, without falling and losing my life.
We all thought it was nuts. We thought it was nuts. But it was kind of nuts enough to work. But it was a huge, huge endeavor.
She was having to be creative and innovative every step of the way, every single day. There was something else thrown at us.
We spent months and months and months on the production, working on it, getting it all set up. I mean, the logistics alone were phenomenal. And you're standing there looking over the edge and seeing the wire drawn across it. And I mean, there was a moment for me of, what are we doing? It was breathtaking and terrifying all together.
One of the most memorable moments I have with Eileen was probably getting off that wire and then her coming up and just giving me a huge hug. And I think we were both in tears at that point just because so much went into making that walk happen.
It became such a huge moment around the world. Everybody was talking about it.
In fact, we won an Emmy because of that creativeness of that special. She is not only innovative, creative, but so inspirational to so many people that I don't think she even realizes.
She also was a tremendous mentor and a tremendous example.
She's not running around making lists of things that she's supporting. You know, she finds a passion and she will go out and support it. Eileen O'Neill is involved in our school in about every way you can be involved. As a parent, now an alumni parent, as a trustee, as a donor, she's passionate about the school. So this kind of commitment from a parent to improve the actual experience, not just of their child, but of all the children in this school, was pretty unique. For example, as a former athlete herself and as a woman in a prominent place, she understands the role modeling that is necessary for young athletes, and in particular, young female athletes. I think that on the humanitarian side, Eileen scores off the charts.
Eileen has a lingering impact on myself and this organization in so many different ways. Everything about Eileen helped us want to win.
Her legacy exists, I mean, on television. It really does, in all of these shows. I mean, she's had a huge hand in pop culture in this country.
Look what she has done for the TV world. What greater inspiration. Somebody that started at the bottom and worked their way all the way up. I mean, that example to me couldn't be more pure. What an influence and what an impact she's had on my life.